I made a horrible parenting choice right before Comic Book Canon. That's right. Mad dash to get here, everybody. Mad dash to get here. To get to the Comic Book Canon Friday night show, I made a promise to my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter, that we would finish the Lego set that we got. The Jurassic Park 198-piece Lego set. I made a promise. 198 pieces. Oh, it should take 25 minutes. Am I right? Not the case. She's 5 years old, and it took over an hour and a half. So it was a mad scramble to get everything done. But I just want to share, we got it done. It's the Jurassic Park Museum little, actually, what's it officially called? I don't know, T-Rex Dinosaur Fossil Exhibition. So if you guys have children that are around 5 years old and you have to be somewhere and you figure you'll just bang this out real quick, didn't happen for me. But we are here. We have a very special guest tonight, Alex from Nerds Being Geeks. Super excited, but he has to pass his interview, as you all know. But you know who passes his interview? And actually, he never even had an interview. We just started the show together. I don't know what I'm talking about. Again, I'm just in a crazy mindset. Just wanted to get here. That's Chris, my partner in crime. How are you, buddy?
It is Orange Friday. You got orange. You see, we got orange in the back, orange on the cap, orange on the jersey. Boom.
Who do you got? Who is it? Oh, Posey, Parker Posey. No, not Parker Posey.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I know he's West Coast,
but he's an all-star catcher, great catcher. He tore up his leg though on a horrible play a couple years ago, right?
That was 2011. Yeah.
That was 10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago now.
And it was like a real. Anyways, we can get in.
Yeah, dirty play, dirty slide.
10 years ago, I remember that. He was pissed.
Yep.
Anyways, listen. I'm just glad it's Friday night. I'm glad we're here on the Canon. It's what we look forward to each and every week. Hanging out with you guys. Always have a blast. And again, it's just another Friday night with some news. We got a little bit of news. It's kind of dry because I bet you DC and Marvel are waiting to open up the floodgates on each of their respective events.
Yep.
We got Fandom next week.
Yep.
Followed by November 12th is Disney Investor Day. So they're keeping things close to the chest. But, Chris, what we did get to see was a pretty awesome teaser of, The Peacemaker. And the tone, I'm all about that. Like, I just want to share this image. I love this image. It kind of symbolizes the tone of what this show will be. It definitely symbolizes the tone of what Suicide Squad was. Why don't we just get into it, Chris, and watch this little teaser trailer and talk about it on the other side? How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Are you kidding me?
Did this dipshit really show up in full cosplay mode?
This is the guy Waller's giving us. I told you she's fucking us.
She's not fucking us.
Is that an eagle in his back seat?
She's fucking us.
Hey, scooch.
Why are you in your costume?
Costume. This is a uniform, and it's brand new, so I gotta stretch it out, make it more comfortable before we go on a mission.
Maybe I'm stupid, but why would you even want to wear that on a mission? A bright red shirt and white pants aren't exactly conducive to lurking in the shadows.
People see this uniform, it strikes fear in their hearts.
What people? The other people at the Village People tryout?
Why is there a bald eagle in your car?
That's Eagly. You guys ordered without me?
Eagly is your pet eagle.
Yeah.
Is your dog named Doggy?
All right.
Do you have a daughter named Daughtery?
Jealous of a guy's pet eagle much?
I'm in. I'm 100% in. I can't wait. I love it. I really enjoyed Suicide Squad. He was a highlight. Peacemaker was a highlight. Everything about it just cracked me up. Just pointing to just these comic book kind of stereotypes and just pointing them out in plain sight and laughing about these things. So I loved it.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you. I think this is, again, I think really when you look at what James Gunn did, and he said, he looked at everything that DC has done wrong, Warner Brothers and DC in their live action over the last, 8 years, and said, we need to not take ourselves seriously. We need something that's going to be entertaining and be fun because we've tried to be way too serious. And I think we're going to see that continue with this. And I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely. That it premieres in January. There's not a premiere date yet. Expect that announcement to come next weekend. Plus probably a lot more footage. By the way, before we get to the next little news item, just want to say hello to some people. First off, we got to start with Tommy Boy Collections. He's a fellow Giant fan. I'm not a Giants fan. Obviously, the Giants fan here is on your right. But what's up, Tommy Boy? He's in Hershey, Pennsylvania, I do believe. Still, I don't know. I think maybe on a work trip. I don't know. Also, Player in Arizona. He's all about the Giants as well. Serge Henderson. Yes, I did get the Lego set done, but she went to bed late. I didn't get all the work I needed to get done in the time that I wanted to. Our guest didn't really get properly prepped. He's just going to be an absolute disaster. What's up, Dan De La Torre? We got slots. We got issues is here. House of L Comics. How's it going? Louis Logic Triple X. We got Jordan Nori. All right, guys, it's going to be a great show. Super excited y'all are here. But next up, we got some more news. Chris, and it's the MCU variety. What is it? What do we got? Talk to me.
Well, I just dropped the video today talking about 5 hot comics for October, and boy, there is a book on fire because of an announcement that we got. Agatha Harkness is returning to the MCU. This week, Variety reported that an exclusive source that Catherine Hahn will be returning to the MCU as Agatha Harkness in a Disney Plus spin-off show. Though no plot has been revealed, sources are stating that the show will be a dark comedy. I am all for this. Again, not much detail out there yet. We're left to assume what role the show will play in the, grander scheme of the MCU. I'm looking at possible major supporting cast members that could show up and be introduced that could, then later on transition into leading their own shows or going into their own live action. So many things that they could do with this. I'm loving the dark comedy, vibe. And again, so many questions on the table. We're opening up more of the, possibly of the horror genre here. And I don't know, I don't know if they're going to really put the weight into Han being able to carry a series. I mean, she's an Emmy-winning actress. She certainly can. So, but in this character, big question mark still, but I'm absolutely excited about this. I mean, this has great potential, in my humble opinion, to introduce a lot of not even new characters, but new dimensions and layers of, where the MCU is going to go in the future here.
Yeah, absolutely. One problem I did have, we give a lot of shit to publications for being like, we have this exclusive information, but we can exclusively tell you. And it's like, hey guys, unless you have sources on record saying this, it's not an exclusive, right? With the varieties, the deadlines, the Hollywood reporters, when they have an exclusive, they always have this. I got to call out Variety here. There was no exclusive, nobody on the record, just our sources saying with an exclusive in the title. I give a lot of people shit for doing that on sites that are not as well known as Variety is. I have a problem with that. I have a major problem with it.
And usually, because it's when you say that, they will say, after they say their exclusive, they'll say, from an interview with so-and-so or wherever they get their information from after that. So I don't know if this is a situation where they missed it, the editor just missed this source not being cited, or it was just kind of a mistake. Maybe their sources told them, we want to remain nameless at this point. Don't drop the source. But if that's the case, then they should have did what they usually do and say that we have rumor or speculation to believe XYZ.
Exactly. Our sources are telling us this, not exclusive in all bolds, whatever. Anyways, yeah. But either way, if this is something that is happening, it's super exciting because she was WandaVision was. I loved it. Okay. And she was a big part of why I loved it. She's an excellent actress. Going all the way. I think I was first introduced to her in Step Brothers. Freaking love I love Step Brothers so much. I keep this here.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
That's how much I love Step Brothers. So I'm excited to see her continue as Agatha there. One thing I do want to go back on, Chris. Again, I'm a little bit of a mess. Those Legos, with the 5-year-old. They'll do it to you every time. But one thing I do want to bring up here again is relating to Peacemaker. We got our first look at Vigilante, and I am liking this comic accurate look. Would you look at that? I mean, that George Perez goodness in terms of costume design, it translates very well onto the screen, way better than the Arrowverse version. So he's looking great. This show is going to be great. I'm super excited. But you know what else, Chris, we should all be excited about? Is something that James Gunn said. You have the next news story as well. What?
Man, it's interesting enough that this is something else that has been, James Gunn and his comments as of late have been perpetuating certain books to pick up. James Gunn is at it again, hopping on Twitter and dropping bombshells. So as we all know, last year we did learn that there would be a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which would be released in 2022 for the 2022 holiday season. Well, now James Gunn going on his Twitter and leaving a quote. I'm going to read it to you right now. In my incredibly subjective and admittedly often odd opinion, we'll be introducing one of the greatest MCU characters of all time. Wow. This special is set to take place in between Thor: Love and Thunder and Guardians Volume 3. So that right there probably speaks, in my humble opinion, it speaks to the delay, the Guardians Volume 3 delay, and knowing how we left off these characters in Endgame and trying to build the pieces. Because another thing that we know was that James Gunn's script, he even said, he was like, it's done. We just need to kind of tweak it to fit the timeline now. So not much to what we know has been changed. I'm thinking that this thing is going to be that connected piece. But let's go back to his quote. I mean, that's a huge bombshell to state. One of the greatest MCU characters of all time. Okay, so let's try to break this apart. One, he says the greatest MCU characters of all time. He doesn't say one of the greatest Marvel characters. So take this all with a grain of salt. It could be something to where he thinks that whoever this character is, he's going to make his or her namesake in the MCU moving forward. I don't know. It could just be him. Like maybe it's a fan favorite of his, and it could be like some small side character. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, he knows how to get people like excited, because now I'm like, can we hurry up and get to, the holiday season of 2022?
I don't even know. I don't even know where to start with that. I mean, it could be he could be fucking with us. Or it could be some legit like Nova shit, or it could be like Santa Claus too.
Right? Yeah. Well, now we got hot spec on Marvel Holiday Special because Santa Claus is like a Omega level mutant and all.
Yep. It could be anything, and that's what makes James Gunn so. Honestly, man, that's what makes him great. Like exciting. I can't wait for it to be. I guess we have to wait. Jeez, man, over a year, but yeah, we got plenty of stuff to kill the time until then. We have absolutely plenty of things to do that with.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. But that right there wraps up the news. That's again, we told you guys it was going to be a short news week. We have DC fandom coming next week, and then in about a month we got the Disney Investor Day. So that's going to be some exciting news coming up. I'm sure. Next week, it will be kind of a dry week right before DC fandom, and then floodgates open. Super exciting. You know what else is super exciting? Everybody behind look at April here. She's laughing at you because, again, we got to bring up the fact that you accused Tommy Boy, her husband, of being a Dodgers fan. I'm not going to let that go. And I'm sure Tommy Boy is not going to let that go. Him being in Hershey, Pennsylvania, watching the show right now. So, Tommy Boy, I got your back. April, I got your back. You guys are both Giant fans. All right. Here we go, Chris. Here we go. Our next guest. We got our guest. I'm sorry. Before we get to it, let's have you just comment real quickly.
I have nothing more to say, man. I already ate my foot, so.
Look, that's all I wanted to hear right there.
I'm like the worst. I'm telling you, and I would have been willing. The worst thing. It wouldn't even be worse. I mean, but the worst, the closest thing that I could have done. especially since the Giants are playing the Dodgers for the first time ever in the playoffs, and game one is tonight.
That's crazy.
The worst thing you could have had me do is come on the show today dressed in a Dodgers jersey and Dodger blue. I mean, but I don't even know if that would have made up for it. So, you know, what can I say?
Here's the deal, though. We do have an announcement to make. April and Tommy will be our guests next week. Granted, we're gonna put them through the ringer with that interview, because we've never had two on camera, same location guests on this show. Super exciting stuff. We will put them through the ringer. They may not make it past this interview, but they're seriously our favorite married couple that watches the show together. I think they're our only ones that do that. But still, no, we love you guys, because you bring it each and every week. They both won fresh from the comic shop. Both super creative. All right, we're rambling on long enough because we got to get to our next guest. That's right, he's relatively new on the scene. Nerds Being Geeks. Special guest Alex from Nerds Being Geeks. He's putting out some great content. His channel's below. Y'all need to follow that link and subscribe, because I'm telling you right now, he puts a unique spin on things. He, as he says, he's awkward. And you know what? Sometimes he is, but we love him for it. And you're going to love him for it if he passes this interview. That is right. Everybody, please welcome Alex from Nerds Being Geeks. Alex, how are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Sure are. Now you got to get it in hand, don't you? Oh, look. Hold on. You're not going to finish that for us? We got you here on your single shot, full screen. What do you got?
Oh, it burns.
Alex is here because, first of all, we love him. We love the content. He's new. Again, he's relatively new on the scene, but he is doing some great stuff, and he does make it weird, and that's what we love about him. He is a unique guy, and honestly, Alex is the one. He didn't want to. Alex sent us a nice gift a few weeks ago. And we were very appreciative.
You can talk about it. It's fine.
Nah, we're not going to talk about it. But anyways, moving on. He's leaving the show already. If you guys all remember, Alex gave us those really cool stickers. It said some very nice words about the show, and we're very appreciative. That's not why he's on this show. It's because he puts out great content, knows his shit, and has fun doing it. That being said, we're here. And we need to talk right now, because we're just going to get right down to it, because we just got to get to the interview portion. And you know the deal. You know this guest co-host thing is not guaranteed, right?
Yes.
So I hope you brought a White Claw with you to accompany this interview.
Yes.
Thank God.
Claws out, balls out. Am I right?
You got that right. All right, Chris, we're going to have to get this started. You know how we start. We start off with these softballs to get you warmed up. And then we hit you with the hard stuff. So, Chris, go for it.
All right, man. First off, Alex, appreciate you being here. I just got to bring attention. Jeff has brought it up before about your handle, man. Nerds Being Geeks. It's such a, easy roll off the tongue that.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I love your name. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. I said that the first day I saw it. I was like, this is it.
Yep. And we talked about, we have to figure something out, because we got the Nerds Being Geeks, but we can't leave out the geeks being nerds.
It's like my reverse Flash. So, like,
right.
if there was like a Geeks Being Nerds, like, YouTube channel, then, like, they wouldn't be awkward at all, and they would know what the fuck they're doing, unlike me. I'm just winging it. So.
You're already gaining fans, which is fantastic.
Yeah, awesome, man. All right, so we know you represent the state of Michigan. But we know that you were born in North Carolina. So I'm going to throw you a question. You like beaches.
Yeah,
so I want to know, best beaches, North Carolina or Florida?
I'm going to say Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. And repping the home state. Have you watched funny you bring up Outer Banks. Have you watched that Netflix show, Outer Banks?
No.
Okay. My son loves it, guys. It's cheesy Netflix, like high school drama, but I've gotten hooked because of my son, and it's cheesy, lovable high school drama. So I definitely recommend it.
Hey, by the way, Marvel decoded. I thought you were meant Beaches. That's pretty funny, actually. Beaches, the movie.
With Leonardo DiCaprio, The Beach.
Yeah. No, I think it's with Bette Midler, to be honest with you. But I gotta stick up for you, Alex, because it depends what you're looking for in beaches. North Carolina beaches are fantastic. Duck, North Carolina it's outstanding.
Mhm.
But if you guys are looking for the party scene, South Beach in Miami, not the same thing. It depends what you're looking for. And by the way, thank you, Mark Lineker, for getting that right there. That's why I know this. My mom loved that movie. All right, moving on. Sorry, I'm totally derailing this interview. Go for it.
All right. So we know you're big into music. You got a versatile taste into music. So I had to go with we brought this one up to another guest that we had on. Megadeth or Metallica?
Oh boy, he's starting to feel the pressure, Chris. He is starting to feel the pressure.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Megadeth.
Woo! Oh boy!
Holy Wars is an absolute masterpiece. Hangar 18 is just the whole album is incredible. I think Metallica started dropping off for me. Like for a lot of people, the Black Album, and then after that was like Load, Reload, and they cut their hair, and we're like, no, y'all suck now.
It's all about the hair.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should look up this picture. There's pictures of me with my hair. It was so long when I had to go to the bathroom, I'd have to like pull it to the side or else I'd sit on it. So maybe like I can find a picture and like put it on here real quick.
Please do.
Oh my goodness.
We'll put that on one of our next episodes. But
I gotta say,
I gotta go Metallica. I was really close to cutting you, but again, you had substance behind why.
Yeah. I did that too.
You didn't just throw out an answer, so it's acceptable. Moving on.
I know Metallica reps Bay Area. A few of them are local to the Bay Area. My older brothers actually went to high school with one of them. I gotta say though, as a kid, I remember getting the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack, and there was a Megadeth song on that soundtrack, and I used to have that song on repeat. I don't remember what it was called, or I can't really recall it, but that was my jam.
I don't know which one that is. I don't know.
Yeah,
I gotta Google it.
Basically saying, I know a dude that went to this college and he was awesome, but I don't remember.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack. After the show, I'm doing some Googling because now I need to get some nostalgia and refresh my memory.
All right,
we're gonna keep it on the music tip though.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
We're coming out of the 80s. We're going into the 90s. Nirvana or Pearl Jam?
Pearl Jam.
God, you are so lucky.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice that. You are so
lucky.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to sound like such like a hipster a-hole, but like
lay it out there, man. Lay it out there.
Nirvana's just been so overdone. Like I feel like Pearl Jam has always kind of been to the side, and actually out of those two, I would prefer like Soundgarden over those guys. But like I think I like Pearl Jam better. I think they always had like a more emotion to their music, even though I can't understand.
That's fair enough. Honestly,
but I love them. I love that. That's like one of my karaoke songs. Is just do like the Creed Pearl Jam.
Don't. Yeah! He compared Creed to Pearl Jam. That was it. Done. We are done. Oh gosh, I have Creed stories that I'm not allowed to talk about, but yes. Steve Bradley, heck yeah, man. Temple the Dog, absolutely. I'm going hungry. All right, well, we're gonna bring him back in. I apologize. Listen, all right. We got to move on.
I'm staying out of this. Like I said a couple weeks ago, man, I'm Alice in Chains all day. So
I saw those guys. It was awesome.
Oh, nice.
It's one of my favorite concerts. Lane was obviously passed away, but this was like maybe like 2007. And
when did he pass away? I can't remember.
2001 or 2001, 2002.
Who was the lead singer?
I don't know the guy's name.
Okay.
Everyone else has been there for like 30 years. The bass player, Jerry, I can't ever remember his name. Jerry Cantrell's the guitar player. He's got some good solo stuff. But yeah, that was one of my favorite concerts. It was Alice in Chains.
Nice.
Interesting. Okay, because one of the worst concerts I ever saw was Soundgarden, and
oh no,
it was bad. Sorry. Anyways, we're moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break from the music. We're gonna come back to it though. We're gonna take a break from the music. We know you're a big hockey Red Wings fan. Being representing Michigan,
Hockey town. That's fair.
I gotta ask you though. Not sure how big you are into basketball, but I gotta ask you. Real tough rivals over the decades. Pistons or Bulls?
When I was a kid, I mean, Michael Jordan was everywhere in the 90s. But I think because I was into basketball for a while, and, being from North Carolina, that was another reason to love MJ. Then being a Tar Heel. Man, I'd say, I was a big fan of, the Pistons when they won, their...
Nah, I mean, you gotta say Bulls, Chris. You gotta say Bulls.
I mean, come on. How do you bring that up about Jordan and then go back to the Pistons winning their championships when they knocked Jordan off?
Yeah, I don't know how he does. He's not doing well now. He really started off strong.
Yeah, it's kind of wrong.
So I think what happened.
I usually play good cop, but I'm with you, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's a little rocky.
I think what happened is he went into his mother's closet and grabbed one of her hats.
So. It was two different generations. I'm talking Michael Jordan and then the Ben Wallace.
Oh yeah,
that era.
You know what?
Chauncey Billups.
That's a different era.
But
Ben Wallace is fucking badass.
See, we didn't let him provide proper context.
I'm loving how you planned for this. All right, Chris, we got to move on.
All right.
This is it. The last two right here.
I'm glad we kind of I can humble myself to that. So, all right, we're gonna go back to music, but we're gonna go Michigan all the way, and we know that Michigan, Detroit has produced some amazing musicians of all genres throughout the decades. Extremely historical city and state. So I got to go with a couple comparisons here. Just give it your best shot. Here we go. Alice Cooper or Iggy Pop?
Oh, what's really funny? I'm gonna say this. Alice Cooper. First off, one of my good buddies. I've been friends with him for about 15 years. He is actually on tour with Alice Cooper. He's a sound engineer, so he mixes their live concerts, and he's actually on tour with Alice Cooper right now.
That's awesome.
I can't believe he's still touring. First off,
it was 70s, 80s, something. Yeah,
he's got the fan base that's going to go check him out. So yeah, absolutely. All right. So, but you didn't. I'll tell you who Mark Lineker thinks. Alice Cooper all the way. Not that's going to affect your answer. I hope. Also planted in Arizona, Cooper, because he lives in Phoenix. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, what do you got? I mean, they're both. They're both innovative in their own rights.
Did Iggy Pop put peanut butter on his chest?
No, he cut his. I think he cut his chest up on during a show.
Oh, then if it was peanut butter, then I would have switched my answer. But no, I'm not.
Let me see. Actually,
no.
I think that was him.
Maybe I'm just hungry. I don't know.
Oh yeah. There's pictures of him with blood just dripping down his chest.
Yeah,
I get blood and peanut butter mixed up a lot.
All right, I think we're going with Alice Cooper here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we got one more. So we got a little rocky. I think we didn't have proper context. I can breathe a little better now. I'm all right, but this is the one. This is it. Okay, here we go. Hold tight. Seatbelts on. Eminem or Kid Rock?
Well, usually I'm just a cowboy, baby, but I'll probably have to go Slim.
Here's the deal. The fact that it was even a thought You're gone. Like, honestly, Chris. Honestly. I mean, come on.
He had me worried there for a minute, and I don't know.
But
if
he
you saw,
had to think about it.
I was holding my breath.
He had to think about it. I think he's fuming right now. Hold on, let me. Listen, here's the deal. This is very close. We may have to. He may be the first one we're not going to continue with. But the fact that you put together some fun moments right after when you came back, I have this. Chris, let's talk about it. Should we let him continue on as a guest?
All right.
For Comic Book Canon?
I know, Jeff. You know, you weren't happy with the pause.
No, look, Moonlight Michelle, same thing. Like, honestly, there should be no hesitation.
Hey, well, I grew up in a trailer park, so I listen to Kid Rock. Okay, that's just what happens.
You did laugh. He did laugh too, by the way, when we asked him this question. So he knew.
Actually, Slim just put up a new restaurant in Detroit called Mom's Spaghetti. So,
by the way, Jordan Norrie wants to party with you. I don't. You know.
Look. As the
partying
show's
right now,
as the show's resident MC here, folks. Okay, I'm going to say it straight up. I'm not even a huge fan of Eminem. I respect his greatness and his talent, but like I never bought any of his albums. I never like sat with his albums and could listen to him, you know, wall to wall or front to back. You know, he's a bit much. He's always like yelling and screaming all the time, you know, but you can't deny what he's done and the ability as a wordsmith to do what he does with words. And there is absolutely greatness there that has to be recognized, you know? So, I think if I was a big diehard Eminem fan, you know, that hesitation I might be with you, Jeff. I think we would have carried the show on without him, but
yeah, I agree.
You know, and look, he's sentimental to the trailer park. I get it, you know, although
now with the bow,
8 Mile, you know, I mean, M was right there too. So
listen, this is happening. You Nerds Being Geeks, aka Alex, you have moved on. You are now an official special guest co-host of Comic Book Canon. Enjoy it. Again, the show is yours as much as it is ours. So feel free to own it and chug that White Claw. You deserve to party and celebrate. Absolutely. It's Friday night. Let's just do it. Oh. That could have been a mistake. All right. Here we go.
Orange. It's orange for you, Chris. So,
all right.
And by the way, Carcom appreciates your fresh scats on FFTCS.
Thanks.
Speaking of FFTCS, Chris, speaking of it, what's our next segment? What do we got? Tell us.
Oh, man. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to segue into this. And then while you're talking about our sponsor, I'm going to go grab our slab.
What? We got it in-house?
Yes. Fresh from the comic shop.
Well, first off, I just want to say what's up to Swags. Swags is in the house.
Hey, we're going to have Swagos. I'm going to have him as a special guest on next week's Friday Night Live. I'm going to be asking him some questions. We're going to be diving into an awesome hot topic.
Absolutely. And by the way, I think you have a lot to live up to, Alex, because I think Swags has been on this show more than anybody in the community. And I'm pretty sure he has that on his resume too. I'm pretty sure. But speaking of, what's the next segment we got, Chris? What is it?
Fresh from the comic shop.
That's right. Fly from the press and salon. This is where you guys share your fresh gets each and every week. They could be from your local comic book shop. They could be an AOK. They could be a mail call. They could be 2 days old. They could be 20 years old. If they're fresh in your collection, we want to see them right here, right now, each and every week. And what's better than showing off your collection? It's actually being able to win a slab, courtesy of Whatnot. That is right. And our slab is right here. But before we show you what it is, we're going to explain to you what Whatnot is. What Whatnot is. That's right. Whatnot combines a safe buying platform of eBay with the video component of Twitch. Their mission is to bring together collectors and enthusiasts to safely buy, sell, and connect. Now, to submit your book for Fresh from the Comic Shop, you must be signed up to Whatnot. The link is below, and with that sign up, you'll get $3 off your first purchase using that link. You must follow Comic Book Canon on Whatnot. Post a tag of your fresh gets on Instagram and tag us at Comic Book Canon. Also, most important thing, use the hashtag FFTCS. That's right, FFTCS. So we see it, and we'll show them off each and every week. That is right. It's that simple. Chris, for the month of October, what is our CGC? I think it's a 9.8. Am I right? Hold on, Chris.
It is a 9.8, but it is a CBCS.
Oh, Jiminy. Alex, are you ready for this?
Show me.
Something is Killing the Children. Number 1, 9.8 foil variant.
That
Look
is
at that beauty.
gorgeous.
Yep.
I did post that it was a CGC. My bad. But still, CBCS 9.8. Hey, guys, that's a hot book. You're going to want that in your collection. So just submit to Fresh from the Comic Shop, just like Alex does each and every week. And he has fun doing it. I'm about to yell at my dog right now, so I hope we're not going to get too distracted. But that's it right there. Now, Alex, you have a job. Joe, please stop doing that. Thanks, buddy. Alex, you have a job. You have a responsibility. Give us that face, too, by the way. That confused, angry face. There it is right there. You had no idea you had responsibilities, but you do. You, sir, are going to pick a semifinalist from this batch of submissions. We are looking for presentation, how you compose your shot. Beautiful shots have been submitted. People like Comic Ozzy is a perfect example of showing well-composed shots. Now, also, we consider uniqueness of the book. It could be a book that's very rare. It could be a book that has an amazing variant cover. It could be all sorts of things. Just, if it's a unique book that a lot of us haven't heard about, we want to see it. Finally, something that means something to you. Tell us the story, how this ties into you, your past, your history, your family, your friends, something that inspired you, whatever. Those three things right there are the criteria we look for in the people that move on to the semifinals and the finals and the eventual winner. So right there, y'all know the rules. We're just going to get right into it. We had a great week of submissions. I got to say, Alex, you are not eligible to win. I'm sorry. I know. Maybe you shouldn't have accepted our you can leave right now, actually. There we go. We lost him, Chris.
I'm back.
I got to say, guys, I'm loving this first submission right here. Marvel Man 616 Comics, Amazing Fantasy 10, the first appearance of Amadeus Cho. This book is one it's definitely it's blown up in the past few years, and I think for good reason. We could see Amadeus Cho. They're infusing this younger group of heroes in the MCU, and I really love this book. It's one that is definitely shooting up there. So congrats to you, Marvel Man 616. Next up, we got Hanging with Spidey. For this week's Fresh from the Comic Shop, we have Cult of Dracula 2 and 3, including a Hagajam Comics exclusive 9.8. I butchered that name. I sent these to EGS Comics after hearing about them from Chris on journals. I love the labels and presentation. I think EGS Comics isn't getting enough love in the industry. We all agree with that. They're doing a fantastic job, and their turnaround times are incredible. Thank you, Journals Comics, for introducing me to this company, and I hope EGS continues to do great things with their company, and it grows faster and becomes more widely known. Good stuff, because we love Tony Trombetta. We love him. We love him. Moving on, Son of Comics, Venom, number 32, Scorpion Comics, Delato, Virgin Variant, My Journey to Amazing Spider-Man 300. Nice. I got to say, Son of Comics, you sent us a lot of good stuff, and usually he sends us the Red Hulk certified. That's usually his signature.
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't do that this time. I'm very curious. This is what he said, so I see a Valiant logo underneath there. Very curious. You have a lot of explaining to do, Son of Comics. Absolutely. Moving on, we got House of L Comics. He was close to being semifinalist last week. Remember with that Superman little cover right there? Yep. All right. Not only a big Spider-Man key, but this is the first one I have heard of, and it's off the CGC now for different cover on one book. I don't know what he means by this. I didn't do a good job of reading everybody's comments because I was in such a rush. But glad he has this book. Glad he's moving it on to CGC, good friend of the show, E. Marvel. Miles Morales, issue number 29. Not a lot to this issue, but the cover was sick. Mike Mayhew did an awesome job. The story ties up. The Clone Saga also introduces Miles' new suit. Side note, I am not a fan of that new suit. I do not like the hoodie and the... anyways. Miles' new suit from being completely destroyed while battling the clones. He's still working on trying to find his clone brothers a cure to keep them alive. But this issue is more of a filler issue, and honestly, I think it needed a nice cover in order to sell it. I love this cover.
That new suit looks like an uncircumcised penis. I hate it.
I'm not. Sorry if we offend, guys. I think we're all aligned. I am not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of my dog right now, too. Joe, you are not behaving, buddy. You're gonna have to go upstairs, bud.
Oh, poor Joe.
Joe is just not behaving, guys. All right, moving on. We got Into Oblivion. He sends in a lot each week, but I'm liking this. This is one that a lot of people are taking notice of. Yep. Fantastic Four 319. It's the origin of the Beyonder. As you know, the Beyonder was a part of Secret Wars, and you first saw him in Secret Wars 2. This is his origin. Who knows, man? Who knows if Secret Wars becomes a thing in the MCU?
Yep.
The Russo brothers have been said that they are keen on taking that on. That will be very, very interesting, and that will be a book that will only rise. All right, Alex, your first fresh, only your first fresh we want to see. Your first fresh get of the week. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
So mostly I've been kind of switching a lot over to graphic novels and trades. And if you follow my channel at all, I like horror.
Mm-hmm.
I like a good horror story. And these just came out. It is
nice.
shock and suspense.
Oh, wow.
So Dark Horse is collecting all of like the EC comics from the 50s, the horror comics, trades, and there's all the
nice.
comics. So it's 1 through 6, and I just love these old EC books.
Mm-hmm.
And this just came out from Dark Horse. The cool thing is they keep like the ads in there. They keep the they almost have like kind of like the Stan soapbox. Like people will write in and like for like the Tales from the Crypt, the Crypt Creeper. Will like respond to them in like their horror puns and like so I like puns. So but yeah, I love these and it's spoopy season, so thought I'd show this off.
You know who else loves those? Mark Leneker. He is another one who loves those. He shares his. I think he had some EC books on either last week or a couple weeks ago.
I think.
Oh, look at Mark Leneker showing off. Some of us own the originals.
Oh,
as we were saying, Mark Leneker is definitely.
I just picked up some horror books, for super cheap from my comic shop to piggyback on my previews, and so hopefully I'll have some in the next couple of weeks to show off. But I'm just, again, as someone that's never really been into horror of any sorts, movies, comic books, anything, I've been just really diving into it a lot more lately. So I'm really digging those.
Yeah, it's definitely from a time period that I think a lot of people are like, that is just a period that doesn't get enough love. By the way, you know who's not getting enough love? You have a troll in here, Alex. Look at this guy. This guest host.
Boot him. Get him out of here.
I mean, seriously, this is a warning to you, Nerds Being Geeks. By the way, y'all should be following Nerds Being Geeks. The link is down below. He is a troll, but the link is down below. Also, he is on the Instagram as well, at nerds_being_geeks. Is that right?
Yeah. Can I whore myself out real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right. So I am like 3 subscribers away from 300. So if
guys,
it should happen tonight.
If it doesn't happen tonight, shame on all of you.
No, this is what's going to happen, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. If it doesn't happen tonight, Alex, if you do not get 300 subs tonight, we are canceling Comic Book Canon forever.
We are. Yep, absolutely.
Last episode.
Yep.
You heard it.
Last episode. I think we're kidding, too.
I'm like
a lot of work.
I'm 12 followers away from 1,000. So
okay.
On Instagram.
This should be happening tonight, guys. Otherwise, Comic Book Canon is done.
I am putting myself out there.
Oh, and then Chris, you and I will share that slab. We'll have it passed each week. We'll each get it actually the three of us will share it.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah. I like that. I like that idea.
All right, moving on. We got I do believe it's Super Rad. Yep, it is. Super Rad Comics. Look at this. This is what we're talking about. Have fun with it, guys. Have fun with composing a shot.
Yes.
Right? Am I right? Super Rad does it really well. Started off with that Hydro Man fire hydrant. I mean, and it continues on with this.
Yep.
Shout out to Key Comic Universe for getting this one to me safely and super quick. I read it on a muddy bank while frogs and crickets croaked and chirped. Talk about atmospheric. I don't believe that you actually read it there, but I hope you did. Anyways, that is a great, great shot. You guys all get the reference. You got, he wasn't called Throg then, but Thor was turned into a frog. Now there is a Throg. We got a Decor Collectibles. This week's Comics Haul. Finally able to leave our house and hit up some shops. Thank you all for the well wishes and kind words. I'm not sure what happened, but I hope everything is all right with you, is how I'm replying to that. Nothing major this week, just some books that I personally enjoy and a few cover buys. That's some nice gets right there. Look at that Hawkeye. I do like that Hawkeye top right. And the Transformers right there. All right, moving on. We got, always brings it, guys. He always brings it. Sicilian Comics, Journey into Mystery, number 91. This is the third appearance of Loki.
Wow.
I love this book. I absolutely love this book. Look at oh my God. Look at the old school. I'm not sure if that's a Kirby cover. I don't think it is, but I just love I just love the composition right there.
Right. I'm with you.
All right, here he is, guys. Mr. Golden Age himself. He's Mr. Golden Age on this show because he's pretty much the only one that brings it. Mark Leneker. Dick Tracy, 133. Oof. Happy 90th birthday, Dick Tracy, inspired by Elliot Ness. Chester Gold created him. Sorry, I had something jumping in my mouth. Chester Gold created him as plainclothes Tracy, but the Tribune editor suggested Dick Tracy, and a crime-fighting icon was born on October 4th, 1931. He has been published in comic strips and comic books pretty much ever since. It also has a special meaning to me because Dick Tracy was the first Golden Age comic I ever got as a gift from my grandparents. That issue lives in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house, but here is 4-color 133 from 1947, people, featuring this iconic yellow trench coat. Chris, you are all about this. Am I right?
Yo, to update to all the Giants fans in the audience, big up to Mark Leneker because he shows this book off and it's issue 133. 33 is my lucky number. Right when the book came up, Buster Posey comes up to bat.
Shut up.
It's a 2-run home run. That's what's up.
Shut up.
Good luck book. That's a good luck book. I'll tell you what. Right there.
April and Tommy Boy are probably upset considering they're Dodger fans.
Oh.
I'm joking. That's not true. Y'all know that's not true. They're going to hate me now.
I'm really surprised you guys don't get more Golden Age books on here.
What's that?
I'm surprised you guys don't get more Golden Age books on here.
Mark Leneker is the only one that brings it really with the Golden Age books. I could be wrong. I may be forgetting somebody, and if I am, I apologize. But Mark Leneker, it's incredible what he brings. All right. We love what all you guys bring, but Mark Leneker definitely, he just hunts for the Golden Age and does an amazing job. Disney Family Collectibles got this beautiful copy of Invincible #1, Larry's Wonderful World of Comics Edition, one of my favorite shows. Shout out to Collectibles Galore and the awesome shipping. This is only going to go up in value, guys. It's only going to go up in value. We have 2 more seasons at least of the animated series. I'm not sure. Is this a character, Alex? Is this a character? I'd love to see a straw in your mouth, like you're hanging out in a.
Yeah, I don't like them city slickers.
There you go. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for.
This is actually my One Piece hat.
Again, you raided your mother's closet or something.
This is One Piece. It's an anime.
All right, fine.
Some of those Chinese cartoons you guys hear about.
My bad. All right, Christopher, what is your first fresh get of the week? What do you got?
When I was jumping around, I knocked stuff down all over the place, so I think I lost my books, but all right. So I got a stack of books. They came like this too. So I didn't pull them out of the bags and boards just to manhandle them. They came like this, and I got them for just over 50. I think they ended up being 65 cents each. and they're just a whole bunch of Marvel 2-in-1s. Some of them are beat up, a little bit beat up. I'll probably press a couple up, but the one I'm going to show off from it, and I already had this, but I mean, come on, for like under $1 each, is number 53, which is the origin of Quasar, which I think is a very overlooked book, for a character that has been getting hot because of a lot of, possibility of him showing up in the MCU in the near future. So this one's in decent condition too. Give it a nice
little nice get, man. That is absolutely a nice get. That's good stuff. What was his first? He was like Marvel Boy or not Marvel Boy.
Yep, Marvel Boy, the Marvel Man Boy. First appearance in Captain America 217. Then he became Quasar in Hulk 234.
Yep, that's another book to be looking out for. Again, that's the first Quasar technically. So
yeah, that one's
all right. Moving on, we got Neighbor to the North. Many thanks to Comic Ozzy, aka Q, for the giveaway. Comics smell good, and RJ Epic won to get the sweet bonus books that Quinn, aka Kamikaze, threw in. The webhead will look sweet on my shelf and definitely certified, fresh from the comic shop. Keep up the solid content, bro. Y'all need to be following Kamikaze as well. We have his link below too. And he gave away this excellent third print of Amazing Spider-Man 55. So I can't say enough about Quinn. Such a nice dude. He's an alumnus of the canon. When you get a chance, Alex, just let us know. Give us an update on how many followers you have on YouTube.
Yeah, what do we got?
Moving on, we'll get back to that in a sec. We got Azorius Tiger, good friend of the show, got tagged for 31 Days of Halloween by Morbius Comics. So here's Captain America number 21 Marvel Zombies variant, which was cool to find today while on the hunt. That has only gotten better. Because of What If, I think, right? I was never a huge fan of the zombies, but I love actually seeing these covers and things like that. Now that the What If series, has brought Marvel Zombies to the mainstream. Yeah. Alex, what are we looking at?
So YouTube is at $2.99.
Ooh!
One more, guys. Save Comic Book Canon and subscribe to Nerds Being Geeks.
Look at this.
I mean, how cool! Look at that, and how cool is that name? Vinny Whitlock is up next, guys. Batman 227, classic cover by Neil Adams. My first time owning this book. This is classic, guys. Thank you to my friend Silver Age Surfer for nudging me in the right direction. CGC 4.0 bought below fair market value of my first DC slab. Next is Batman 251. Really excited. I mean, that is classic Neil Adams. Classic Neil Adams, people. All right, next up we got Carcom US. Hit Monkey Volume 1, number 1, first Hit Monkey. I needed this before the price goes up anymore. When is that series debuting? I think it's pretty soon, but everybody, has an eye on Hit Monkey. The target is on Hit Monkey, the world's greatest assassin. He's a monkey. All right, guys, I finally made it to my comic book shop after 3 weeks, and I got some stuff that I have had no time to read, but I'm going to show them off. This is my first fresh get of the week. Gun Honey. I think we'll have more to say about this later on in the show, but goodness gracious, this cover. Yeah.
You need to wrap that one up, Jeff.
Oh, my goodness.
Gun Honey.
My Virgin Eyes can't handle this.
I'm very happy I got this issue, although it's not in that great a condition, I'm noticing, but my LCS hooked it up. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you have this on your radar and are happy to have it. All right. Moving on, enough about me. Let's hear more about you, Arana Escalarta. Where are you? Did I not write down what you got? Oh, no, there we are. We skipped somebody, though. Goodness gracious. All right, Amazing Spider-Man 75, Volume 5, 1 in 100, Inyuk Lee, full art ratio variant. Welcome back, Ben Reilly. He loves him some Ben Reilly. That is a gorgeous cover. I'm really enjoying that.
What do you guys think of that suit, the figure? Because I collect like Marvel Legends. What do you guys think of that new Spider-Man suit? I remember seeing that when I was a kid. What do you guys think about that? You guys like that suit?
I don't. I personally don't.
The figure.
The which one, on the left or the right?
The right.
Oh. Yeah, no, I've never been a fan of that.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I mean it's not horrible, but I take the classic over it.
I do love those I do love those 90s action figures because I collect like Marvel Legends.
Oh hell yeah.
Some of like the DC ones, and I do statues like I got behind me and stuff. So I love those 90s figures.
Hey, I think that was the first Lego figure that we've seen on Fresh from the Comic Shop.
I don't think that's the case. And we've had to go. I think we've had other. That's not a Lego figure actually either. I can't remember what it is. But
is that a minifigure?
Yeah.
Like Play School.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See,
By the way,
I can't see too well.
Guys, again, it's been a crazy day. I skipped over somebody, so I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone.
All right, what do we got? What do we got?
We got Captain Steve Rogers _4. There we go. _4. This is what he got. He's got a whole bunch of books. I don't know why it's not transfer over. It's been 3 weeks since I stopped by, so it's quite the stack, even without Marvel, who's going to have to work something out with Penguin books before any more books are damaged. I don't know. Yeah, we all know that Marvel has moved on to Penguin as their distributor. I'm not sure what's going on there. I barely make it to the shop these days, so I've seen no disruption. But if you guys have, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about that. And again, I apologize for not having your image in here. It's been a crazy day. All right, here we go, guys. Dan De La Torre. By the way, they're going to be on the Tony Sanders show tonight. He tells us this, but never sends over a link. We would have that link in the description below, but you guys are going to have to look for it on your own. But look at this, guys. Come on. So he's in a competition on the Tony Sanders, so he can't reveal his key books. But he submitted this. He wants to submit this book. Not widely known to the world, the Care Bears are a group of conquering marauders. Here they are planning and attacking the realm eternal. The cover is them vandalizing the Rainbow Bridge. My submission for this week, Care Bear 17, the attack on Asgard. That's bullshit. I think he's making that up. But honestly, it's like what? From Dan De La Torre, we're getting some Care Bears. Speaking of Care Bears, guys.
I love Care Bears. Yes.
Here's the deal.
Yes.
My daughter has a birthday party.
Oh.
No, Sunday. It's a good thing we didn't show up tomorrow. And she's like, I want to get this. I'm like, Care Bears? Do you know anything about them? She's like, no, I just really like this. I was like, great. And, it was like super cheap. So I felt like I didn't want the parents to be like, oh, you cheaped out on my kid. So I was like, let's get one more other thing. I found a pound puppies too. I should have brought that downstairs too.
Dude, Care Bears and pound puppies?
Classic.
Yeah, exactly. That's classic 80s, guys. So it's an 80s theme, and she's super psyched. She's like, every time she's like, I just really want this for myself. Can I have it? No, that's not how shopping for birthday. Anyway, so it ties into Dan De La Torre's.
Does she know you have that?
Submission. What's that?
Does she know you have that?
She picked it out. We bought it, but she wants to keep it.
I didn't know if you went back later and picked it
No,
up.
No. We bought it for her friend.
Oh, okay.
And now she wants to keep it.
All right. I just want to make sure she wasn't hiding on the stairs being like, oh, yeah, there.
No. That's no. It's just the dog is here. He has no interest in it. Anyways, moving on. What do we got? We got Raw Dog Comics with Batman Reptilian.
Ooh.
Fresh get from the LCS. I can't say enough how much I love the artwork on this Batman run. I also picked up Chicken Devil, and that's in the top right, guys. And received X-Men 39 from a fellow Instagram follower. Instagram has the greatest comic book family. My pet iguana just had to crawl into the shop. Thanks and love to all the comic family. Raw Dog Comics, we love you. I think you live in St. Louis, so I just wanted to point that out. I don't know.
I heard that series is good. I haven't picked it up.
The art looks excellent. I just have no time. I have no time to read the books that I'm actually reading. Speaking of, what do you got for your second fresh get of the week? Alex, what do you got?
Well, if one horror is good, then two is better.
All right.
Look at you. Mark Leonard goes, I have the original.
It's a vault full of them. So, like I said before, Dark Horse is releasing the EC Comics line in trade paperbacks. And I do love my spoopy stories, and it's spoopy season, so that's what I was going with. I do have the Tales from the Crypt, but the Vault of Horror I'm really excited about. Like I said, just pick them up. I love that whole like 50s.
Yeah.
The whole like setting. I love anthology because you can just pick it up anywhere and just read.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Like and that's what these are great for. Just classic stories like before there was any comics code. And it's actually one of my goals this year is to pick up like an EC book this year. And I don't even care if it's like the Vault of Horror or Tales from the Crypt, but I just want a spoopy book.
No, definitely. That's again, absolutely a unique era that, oh, look at this. I think I know what Chris has. I'm scared to ask.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind. Anyways, moving on. That's a nice fresh get from you right there. We are jamming through these audience submissions as well.
I love Care Bears.
Oh my God, you do. You do. Did you get those at Target?
I don't know.
That's where we got these. Serge wants to know if they're 100%. By the way, I want to say what's up to Como Comics. You guys should be following him as well. Always putting out amazing content that you're definitely going to learn something from. So everybody follow Como. We should have him back on as a guest again. He's another former alumnus. He has that varsity jacket, the comic book canon varsity jacket, where he's going to get it when we make it. But
I am expecting to get one too. So
well, you have to make it through the episode first. You're getting ahead of yourself. You're not threatening. You are in Michigan right now, and honestly, that's about what, like 2,200 miles away. So, anyways, moving on, guys. Moving on. This is getting really awkward. And that's why we brought you in. That is why we brought you in. We got C to the G for the culture. The United States of Captain America #4. First appearance of Ariel Agbayani, a Filipino American hero. I love it. I absolutely love this. I like that they're doing this. A lot of people are giving it shit. Chris, I'm sure you have some comments on this, but look at the flag, and crossed with the U.S. flag. I'm loving it.
Yep.
That's
great
awesome.
composition, C to the G. But wait, he's already won, so he sent in some excellent submissions.
My list.
The one that won him the finals wasn't as good as the one that he submitted the next week, which is crazy. Anyways, Chris, what is your second fresh get of the week?
All right. What do we got? My next pick was just a really awesome cover. And I know a lot of people I've shown a couple of this artist's books off, I think, in my fresh gets. And some of them I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. But a lot of them I'm really loving. I just think people don't understand her style. But this one just really hit. I love the composition. The Death of Doctor Strange #1, Momoka variant. I love the first off, the different colors in the background. And then you go into Strange's cape and you just got like, the dark galaxies and stars and everything going on in there. Really, really just cool cover.
Yeah, that is gorgeous. She gets a lot of shit. I think people are tired because I think she got overplayed. Like, they kind of oversaturated the market with her covers and stuff. But
yeah, some
of those pop. That is one of those that pops. That is a great.
I disagree. Great. I love her work. It's so good. Like that Moon Knight, I think, was it 1 or 2 she did? That was so beautiful. Because I think what was she supposed to do? Like, she was originally supposed to like be like a tattoo artist, is what she wanted to be. And I would love some ink from her. I love her.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But her art has become divisive in a way. People are like, oh, I'm so sick of this shit. I guess because they keep getting bombarded with it. And you have people who feel that way. That's fine. That's fair. But I agree. I agree. It's so unique. I think, and yeah, her tattoo work, it'd be incredible to see a piece like that.
I'd rather see something unique like that than like this, like the house style.
Right.
I agree.
That's one reason I dropped like Star Wars Adventures, is I was like, the art in here is just so house style, and I'm like, I can't get into it. I love unique artwork.
Have you seen? You guys check out because Donny Cates is writing. He's got a new Incredible Hulk series. Check out that Momoko cover for Hulk 1. Excellent. I think that thing is that right up there. I mean, just as good as that Doctor Strange.
Is that the one where he's like reaching in the stars?
Yes.
See, I originally thought that was Scotty Young.
It's got the Scotty Young style, but it's Momoko.
It looked like Scotty Young more than Momoko.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're right. That is Peach Momoko. But to me, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's a Scotty Young cover. But it was definitely a Peach cover.
Oops.
Oh, I gotta. I may have seen this. I don't know. I gotta look into this now.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, everybody. Yeah, it is
Am I
Momoko.
just fake news? Am I just fake news in this?
No, it's Momoko. It's gorgeous. I mean, this cover is gorgeous, and if I could share it with you guys real quick, I would. But you know what? Look it up. It's the internet. By the way, I do want to Como Comics. Penguin packing is horrible, so I guess we have that to look forward to.
That's a good start.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pretty great.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's just awesome. All right, moving on here. We got AZ Mailman, guys. This is good. I don't know how you're not going to pick this one, Alex. I don't know how you're not going to pick this one. I'm hyping this one up. Here we go. My submission for this week's Fresh from the Comic Shop. So the 200 bags and boards. I've been waiting almost a month for it. I can put away my books. Happy day indeed. Hey, everybody. 100%. Good stuff. That's the first time ever. I see Alex is writing that down.
That's the hardest. That's the hardest bit of this whole. Yeah.
I 100%.
I like to do. I'm like slowly transitioning over to like the My Lights. Because I don't ever want to change my fucking bags and boards.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
Well, I'm like, all right. Oh yeah, they're good for 99 years. Well, I'll be like worm food by then. So I'm just like, cool. I don't want to do this again. I'm slowly doing it, and I can't find those. And when I do find them, they're like triple the price. And I'm like,
yeah, it's a crazy time, man. It's a crazy time. Real quick, want to give a shout out to Battle Delta, Battle 66 Delta, and Battle Panda. What's up? Just saying hi.
I'm gonna suggest those guys. You guys get those guys on.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good call right there.
The Bravo team is amazing.
Well, that is a good call, Chris. We got to talk. Definitely got to talk about that.
Take me off right now and bring them on. That's
all right, he said it.
Oh, hey, he was ready.
All right, here's the deal. Y'all better be following Nerds Being Geeks because, again, this will be the last comic book canon ever if he doesn't reach 300.
Yeah, can we get another update?
Check in on that. I'm going to move on to our good friends here. Next week's guests, the most adorable couple ever to grace the presence of comic book canon. That's right. We got Tommy Boy Collections. My B-Day gift from my love April X Visions, Extraordinary X-Men 1 with the De La Soul hip-hop variant cover with my Nike SB De La Soul collab. Shout out to April for the pics and Simon. Hershey, Pennsylvania. I love this, guys. Me, myself, and I. De La Soul was they still are the shit. They just did something with DJ Shadow that just fucking blew me away. Absolutely love me some De La Soul. That is absolutely outstanding, Tommy Boy and April. Who gets credit for this, Chris? This is not fair. This submission is not fair. It was a collaboration between two of our audience members. I don't know about this. We have to think long and hard. Chris isn't here anymore, but we have to think long and hard about having them on the show next week. That's not fair, is it, Alex? You're not collaborating with anybody to send your books in, are you?
I don't like it one bit. I don't like it. No.
I don't know what that impersonation was. It had a De Niro look.
Yeah, see, thank you. I work on my
do the look well, the delivery and the voice, not there at all.
Oh,
sorry, man. I'm just
boot me.
Being honest. I don't know where Chris went, but we'll move on to April's submission. I hope they didn't collaborate on this one. Husband surprised me with this 9.0 Avengers West Coast. As soon as I saw the cover, I knew why he chose it. This Scarlet Witch and I share the same hair qualities. Don't worry, girl. I can help tame that mane. P.S. Chris, this goes out to you. P.S. She says, a giant happy birthday to my Tommy Boy. And then, by the way, Tommy Boy, he replied, had to get this one for you. The hair reminds me of you in the morning. I don't know if you guys can all see Scarlet Witch right there, but it is, it's a rough one. Chris,
I lost to April in one of the finals, so I'm a little bitter, but I
This
do
is
love
awkward.
that.
This whole show is awkward. That's why we brought you on. Chris, what do you have to show us?
Setting her up for failure. No, I love those CBCS cases. I love those new cases. So
I got to check this out. Chris,
I got to tell you guys, next week when we have Tommy Boy and April on, we might have to switch things up. So, because I know that Tommy Boy is a big hat collector, and after seeing that, he's got the kicks. Look at that. So we might have to turn fresh from the comic shop and fresh from the sneaker shop and show us. I'm all about the classic kicks, man. So we might have to get into something next week.
Yeah, that happened. That absolutely happened. Okay, we'll talk about it. Gosh, we are completely off track here. Moving on, we got Surge, aka 080879 Lions. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Jeff and Chris. Figured I'd show you these, and I picked things up since the other day, and this is what I found. So I figured I'd pick up these beautiful ladies. Silver Sable to direct 5 newsstands, and Warlock 1. Chris got me hooked on the Warlock.
Yeah,
thank you, Jeff and Chris. I hope this could go on the show, please, and thank you again. You are welcome, sir. Serge, you are welcome, welcome, welcome. Absolutely. Thank you for submitting.
Hey, throw up a dub for Watlock.
Watlock in the house. All right, Alex, your third fresh get of the week. Wait, did we skip my? No, yeah, we didn't go my second fresh get.
You do it.
I'm looking forward to reading this one too. Really looking forward to reading this one. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Rick Remender. I love all his work. That is just badass right there. I mean, come on. I'm psyched for this one. I've heard a lot of amazing things about this. So that's my second fresh get of the week. Moving on, guys. Moving on. Jeff, what do we got next?
Jeff,
what's up?
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm on a 2-week streak. I'm not going to stop today. What are you drinking tonight?
I drank. This is all I had in my fridge. I finished my Yinglings yesterday. I got Michelob Ultra, and now I'll be honest with you. I got a birthday party to take my daughter to. There are 2 birthday parties. The Care Bear does not go to that birthday party tomorrow. It's a dinosaur-themed birthday party. But I got juice with freshly squeezed lemon.
All right.
So I couldn't get too crazy tonight with you. I'm sorry. I owe you, Alex. I owe you.
I think that just means I got to be on a second time.
Yeah. I'll bring a 6-pack of White Claws, no doubt. No doubt. Chef's kiss indeed. All right. Al,
what? Well,
hold on. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go right here. Our last entry right here. Got the Silver Age Captain America. This is Caution Comics, by the way. Got the Silver Age Captain America. It's my first Steranko, and I only paid $30. I don't see silver often out in the wild, so I'm going for it. Not looking back. You go, Caution Comics. I do like that that cover. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, Alex, what is your third fresh get of the week? We're going to go you, Chris, me, and then you have to make a decision. Go for it. Let's go.
All right, so if anyone watches my videos, I'm sorry, but the other thing is my LCS is like the next town over. And long story short, I drive the complete opposite way for work. It's like a 45-minute commute one way. So I don't get to go to my LCS too much. But when I do, I grab my books, and I know this is like a week old, but it's The Last Ronin.
Ooh, yeah. I like that cover a lot.
Let me take this out. But yeah, I love this cover. I'm starting to get like an issue with this series though. Like, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Holding it for like 3, 4, 5 months in between issues, is that like killing the hype for you guys? It is like killing it for me. And I'm like, I'm a huge Turtles fan. I'm just like falling out. I'm like, each issue is getting like, I'm getting less hype for it. I'm like, oh, okay. And I think it'll be better when it's in a trade altogether. Yeah. But to take a year and a half to release 5 issues, it reminds me a lot of like Doomsday Clock in that sense. Like, what is going on? Like, why can't you guys release this in like a better?
Yeah. I can't even remember. I'm old. Like, we're old men. I can't remember what happened in the last issue by the time I get to the next one, and I'm like,
I'll be honest. Like, I think it's all like contingent on people's situations, right? Like, Chris and I have kids. I'm not sure. We haven't even asked you if you have kids, Alex, but it's tough, right? Today before the show, the Lego set took precedence over me being able to put the show together, right? And that put me in a bind. So that takes away from time for me to be able to read comics or what, So yeah. I've read 2 issues of that. I love it. I've loved both of those issues. I don't know. I can't remember if I picked up the 3rd one because I got a stack of books somewhere that I haven't. I don't know. So what you're saying has credence to it. It like absolutely, and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. That you have these long ass delays. I don't think they even announce when the next book comes out. Am I right?
I have to Google it after like, I don't know, probably like 8 weeks. I'm like, it should be another.
You shouldn't have to do that. They shouldn't have to do that. And I like IDW. It's IDW. That's right.
Yeah.
I like them, but like, man, I don't know. I don't know.
And their actual Turtles run is amazing.
I haven't been reading that, but it has got a lot of Turtle fans are completely into it.
I collect it in like the hard cover like trades, like the library editions or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
it's an amazing series. I do love it, but this Last Ronin series is each one. When it comes out, I'm just like less hype.
It's tough to keep the steam going. Absolutely.
Yeah,
By the way, Battle 66 Delta. Want to go do karate in the gym or the garage, Alex? Yep. Did we just become best friends? Yep. And here we go, just for you guys.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, moving on, guys. Moving on. Here we go. Moving on. We gotta keep moving. Keep the show moving. Chris, what is your your 3rd fresh get of the week? Alex, start thinking about who your semifinalists, who's going to be making it out from this week's round. So here we go.
Start thinking about it. So this was basically I had a birthday coupon from back in August. I can't believe it's October already. For a book at Comic Command Center in Sacramento. And I went out and picked this nice 20 center up Submariner number 59 mashup or meetup of Namor versus Thor, something that we might see in the MCU. Sometime in the near future. Yeah. Nice looking book and get a nice little press, and it's going to be a smooth looker.
Yeah, man. I saw that somewhere. Somebody posted about that book recently, and I was like, that is just a great, great cover. I really hope we see Namor in the MCU. I really, really do.
Yep.
All right, guys, here we go. This is my 3rd fresh get of the week. Alex, by the time I'm done sharing my 3rd fresh get, I'm really hoping, or Chris and I are really hoping that you have a winner from this week's Fresh from the Comic Shop that will move on to the semifinals against Chris. Who is it? Who was the last week? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, who won last week? Oh, shoot.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Sorry to that.
We haven't gotten it wrong. Well, we always catch up. We always watch the previous episode to make sure we get it right. All right, my 3rd fresh get of the week. I was very happy to pick it up. I have no time to read it. So, Chicken Devil, what's up? What's up? This is kind of. It's like a Punisher meets a dude that owns a fast food joint, and I was like, I can't pass this one up. No way. So I'm super excited about this. I'm liking a lot what Aftershock is doing. Shadow Doctor, I just was blown away by that series. That Shadow Doctor could be my favorite series in 2021. To be honest,
is it finished?
It's finished. Yeah, it was 5-issue run. So, anyways, Chicken Devil. I'm gonna read it and let you guys all know. Oh, wait, sorry, I just got excited because Carcom won. Carcom did win. Thank you for reminding us. Jesus, that was really bad. All right, but who's gonna win this week? Who's gonna go head to head with Carcom? Who do we got? Let's talk it through. We can do that. We can talk it through.
All right. I had to make a list because
of course, listen, that's not a bad thing.
Yep.
I'm a jabroni and I have a terrible memory. So
it's okay.
Right now it's between the Dick Tracy book,
Okay, Mark Lineker. He knows his position well. He's been in this position well. Okay, Mark Lineker.
It's because I love Golden Age books and I love a good dick. Tracy story. The other one is the Batman Reptilian.
Okay, that is Raw Dog Comics. He put his pet in there too.
Yeah.
That's a first, I think. No, it's not a first.
He's got the chicken, the devil
Oh,
chicken.
yeah.
He does, yep.
That seems like it's a book that I would like for some reason. I don't know. Man.
Okay.
Raw Dog wins it.
Raw Dog Comics is going up against Carcom US.
Right.
We will have a finalist by Tuesday. Congratulations right there. Chris, why don't you show everybody what they could win from this Fresh from the Comic Shop this month of October and tell them how to enter.
Yep. All right, folks. Again, we got the 9.8. Something is killing the children. The foil variant number 1. All you need to do is click the Whatnot link below. Sign or download the Whatnot app, sign up, and once you got everything set up, give us a follow there. Once you do that, you hop over to your IG, take a picture, make sure you hashtag FFTCS, and also at us at Comic Book Canon. And again, remember the criteria. Something unique, whether it be the cover or just a unique book, have a nice presentation, make it look nice. Don't just take a picture in the dark, right? And also tell a story about it, or give us something that makes us connect to your pick and why you picked it, right? So we got 2. We're gonna have 2 more semifinalists for the month of October for that Something That's Killing the Children.
Absolutely, good stuff. I'm glad you lived up to your responsibilities right there. I was a little concerned about you, Alex.
I'm a very responsible person, if you haven't noticed.
No, I just thought you'd be super spiteful and just not be like, you know what, screw these guys. I'm not going to make a decision. And because we kicked you off.
That's fair.
You made the De Niro face, and it was like, yeah, this is not a good start. This is not a good start. I'm glad, though. I'm glad it worked out. So, okay. Moving on, though, guys. Moving on. Y'all, well, by the way, again, Tom Tormey, we love him. Hopefully we'll have a costume committed soon. We are still in touch with him. We are still friends with him. He's just very busy. Just have that to say. I just have that to say. But moving on, guys. This segment you all know and love. You all know and love the top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of cover prices data. That's right, real sales data that we can put to that's actually just, it's tangible. It's not speculating and throwing things to the wall and be like, I just think it's these books are hot because of this, this, and this, and I just think that's why. No, it's actual books that have been sold. And each week, Cover Price releases a top 10 hottest comics list on a Monday. Our show is live on a Friday. We like to talk about real quickly those top 10, but Chris takes the 3 most interesting books from that list and tells you why he finds them interesting. And by interesting, Chris, that doesn't mean it's always good. Am I right?
Absolutely.
But I think we got all good this week. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Alex, we're glad you're here to discuss things through with us. Before we do, why don't we just look at that top 10 list, guys? Let's just look at it. If I can find it to bring it up, and it's right here. Here we go. At number 10, we have Gamora. Number 1, her first solo series. Number 9, Moon Knight. Number 3, the Rod Reese 1 in 25 variant. By the way, that's the first appearance of Hunter's Moon. At number 8, we have The Boys 24, the first appearance of the G-Wiz. Number 7, we have Nebula. Number 1, that's her first solo series. At number 6, we have Venom, Lethal Protector. Number 1. At number 5, we have Gun Honey. Number 1, that Adam Hughes trade dress. At number 4, we have Babylon 5. Number 1, the first comic iteration. Number 3, we have Moon Knight. Number 3, which again is the first appearance of Hunter's Moon. At number 2, we have Department H, number 1. And at number 1, we have Fantastic Four 358, the first appearance of Payback, the Power Scroll. Look at this face, guys. Look at this. He is just pumped for that top 10 list. Absolutely. feel like you have like Flashdance. She's a maniac.
Oh yeah.
Maniac. That's exactly what we're looking for right there. All right, Chris. Here we go. What do you got, man? What do you got? Dissect it for us. Give us your 3 most interesting books. Give us your first book you want to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, look, a bit of I think a lighthearted picks, if that even makes sense this week. But let's just go into it. Number 3 for me, Gamora, number 1. Nothing big in terms of, this book is a huge spec and it's blowing up and it's going to make lots of money and make me rich. I picked this book just because I think it's very interesting with what's going on with these Guardian of the Galaxy characters. Looking at the numbers, it had a weekly increase of 109% in a 9.8 high, sold for $80. So very, very affordable 9.8, which speaks to the value of this book still. But the fact that people are turning to it, the first solo series of Gamora, we've had the first solo series of Nebula, number 1, on the list for the last couple of weeks now. And it kind of goes to what I was talking about last week in my picks in our top 10. I really feel like this is a situation where it's not necessarily just speculators buying in a book saying, that's going to be hot. This is, in large part, in my humble opinion, collectors that are really, being tied to the movies in the MCU, and it's bringing them back into the comic books. I just think first off, what James Gunn did with Guardians, their role over the last, 7 years now since the first film, and then knowing that they got the new movie coming out, I absolutely just think that these characters are here to stay in the minds and the hearts of the audiences that, both love the films, love the TV shows, and love the comic books as well. So that's why I picked this book. I just think this is something that's going to continue to happen with certain characters, especially characters that weren't already like legacy characters before the MCU, right? So I'm not saying that this book is going to be a hot item in terms of dollar amount or something to invest in or speculate on. I just like that these Guardian characters are getting love right now.
That's well said. They are in the hearts and minds of like mainstream audiences now. And
cover art for that book.
What's that?
Who did that cover art? That cover is sick.
Yeah, it is. That's a good question. We can look that up.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
we'll look that up right now. But before we do, before we move on to the next book, we need to get an update on how many subs you have.
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we do that,
yeah.
Alex, before we do that, this guy keeps trolling you. I can't stand that guy.
That's slander. That's fake news. You need to boot that guy.
Absolutely. That's your second warning, buddy. All right, Chris, moving on. What is your second most interesting pick?
All right, man. Sometimes you just got to go with
Chris,
the
let me ask you this. Does sex sell?
Well, if you would have let me finish what I was saying, sometimes you just have to go with a hot cover. Maybe we should throw this guy on a cover and see if it sells.
Oh, man.
It will sell.
That would go through the roof.
You remember Jim Lee's X-Men? Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna beat that.
Yep.
Oh, totally.
My number 2 pick, Gun
Beat it
Honey.
off.
Gun Honey number 1. Gun Honey number 1. Adam Hughes trade dress. So look, I'm a big fan of Adam Hughes stuff, and Adam Hughes obviously did something with this cover. Now, here's the thing: I put it on this list not just because of the cover, but because of what it means of why it made the top 10 list in the first place. Okay, first off, let's look at the numbers. 178% increase in sales with a $30 high raw copy. Look, this already dropped back down to recent sales of $12. So I've said this before when I picked books that strictly are selling because of a hot cover. The power of a hot cover, right? The thing is this, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because there's so many people out there that say, like, whether it's variants, you're buying it for the variant or just the artist or the cover itself. Oh, people are gonna get burnt out. Variants are ruining the hobby. And then you look at what this book did. It peaked at $30, came back down to earth at $12. I guarantee you, the people, and I've said this before, the people that bought this book for $30, they're not going anywhere. They're not leaving the hobby. they're probably still just happy that they got it, because the trend of variants getting hot, spiking, and then coming back down. Not all of them, but a lot of them, especially a lot of the incentive variants, they do that. And guess what? The cover market, the variant market, the incentive market continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger over time. So what I would say to this is, look, it's a nice cover. If you're into this and you want to pay that kind of money, fine. But I wouldn't look at this as a long-term investment thing. All right. If you wanted it to flip, you should have like pre-ordered them, got them for cover price, flipped them for that $30. You can even flip them now for $12. But who knows where it's going to be at in a month or 2 months or a year from now. But it just shows, look, people like to collect covers and they're willing to pay. And it's still a positive thing that's bringing health into the hobby. I don't see it as a negative thing whatsoever.
Yeah, it's bringing attention to that book. As Mark Lineker says, hold please. On top of the cover, it's actually a good read too. I'm excited to read it myself. I wasn't reading it during the show. I have responsibilities as well. So, Alex, we want your thoughts on this book though.
If you've seen any of my videos, I always talk about I suck and I don't look at previews. I haven't even heard of this book, honestly. But you were like how Chris was talking about like variants and stuff. I'm not a big variant guy, but I'm like, just because it's out there doesn't mean I don't have to buy it. Like, right. I agree. Like the whole people saying like variants are killing them, killing the comic book industry. I'm like, just because it's there doesn't mean you have to buy it. It's
exactly.
Like, I think it's just that simple. I'm not big into, me personally, like sexualized covers, but that doesn't mean that there's not a market for it. So, it's just not for me, but I don't even know what the story is. So the story could be completely different from that cover. I do think sex sells, but like, if I saw that on the shelf and I walked into a shop, I wouldn't pick it up, but that doesn't mean there isn't a market for it. And if they're selling, what do I care? I'm glad that books are selling.
Right. That's exactly what it comes down to. This hobby that we love, we're just glad that it's drawing attention and and moving things along. But I can't wait to read it. I have heard good things about it. And Mark Lineker says that again, he's got on top of the cover. It's actually a good read. That's what's most important. Yeah, that's what'll keep things going. You could have all this fluff and stuff like that on the outside, but if there's no substance on the inside, forget about it. Just forget about it. Speaking of substance, where are we at with that sub? Your subs?
Oh, so I checked. We're at 302.
Woo, we did it. You guys all saved comic book canon, everybody, and we pushed Alex over the 300. So.
But I also lost someone on Instagram, so
shame.
It evens out.
Shame
it's
on
fine.
them.
I don't.
It was probably a bot, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh God, I love those. Those are so great.
All right.
Yep.
Here we go, Chris.
All right.
Your final book on this top 10 list that you find most interesting. What would it be? What could it be? Actually, let's have a get. Alex, what is it out of the top 10? Here we go. I'm going to bring it up for you one more time. What is it? What did he pick? What did he pick, Alex?
I'm really stuck between Moon Knight and Venom. And
okay. Make a choice.
I'm going to go Venom.
Venom?
Well, I lied. I'm going Moon Knight.
Which Moon Knight? The one in 25 or the cover A?
25.
Okay. All right, Chris. Time for you to tell us what you got.
Well, if I would have picked the Moon Knight, I would have talked about both, as I usually do. I did pick Moon Knight last week, so I didn't pick it again this week. I'd be saying the same thing. But good choice, because like I said, I picked it last week, right? Ooh, look at that.
That's a beautiful looking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, your other one, the Venom one. So when I did my picks this week, I picked my number 1 pick. I had my number 2 pick. And then my number 3 pick was a bit of a tough one. As you guys know, I picked the Gamora book, but I almost picked the Venom book. I almost did, but I had to talk about the love for the Guardian character. So very, very close in your picks. My number 1 is Fantastic Four 358. First, Paibach, the Power Scroll, not the Super Scroll, the Power Scroll. I don't know what I feel about this. 177% increase in sales. Now, here's why I say I don't know how I feel about this. This character is rumored to appear in the Secret Invasion TV show. And so what do? We go out and find the books for the characters. This book was a, back issue, $2-3 bin back issue book. I know I have one. I might have a couple. I know I probably didn't pay more than $1 for it or them. But you get a high 9.8 selling for $325. Oh my freaking goodness. All right, let me just say this, folks. Let me just say this. I think for those that watch my channel and watch me here on Comic Book Canon, I am always very, very optimistic and positive about the hobby and let collectors do what they want to do and all this stuff. But the one area where I'm, especially lately, a bit hesitant with is the 9.8 market. It just really, and look, I'm not hating. If somebody had the money to spend $325 on this book in a CGC 9.8, where you could probably find it for in near mint condition for under $5 in a back issue bin, and then spend, $25 to go send it to CGC and get it graded, fine. As long as you're happy. As long as you're happy. But it's crazy. It's crazy. And then you guys know how I feel about the grading industry, and not just with CGC. Unless there's a 9.6 with a known defect that is not pressable. And we know that many 9.6s, even like 9.4s and even 9.2s sometimes, the only defects that they might have sometimes are pressable defects. So we know that 9.6s often are the only thing they have wrong with them is a pressable defect, to where you can press it up, clean it, send it back in to CGC and possibly, or CBCS, get a 9.8. We know that there's some times where you don't even have to press the book up. You can just send it back and forth a few times. One day it'll get a 9.6. The next day it'll get a 9.8. And the same goes for 9.8s. You crack this 9.8 that's sold for $325. Send it back into CGC, and the next day it might get a 9.6. And I bet a 9.6 probably isn't even selling for over $100. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know that for a fact. You guys go do some research. And it just worries me. It worries me about the 9.8 market, because this is one area of the comic book market that I think it leaves a crack in the foundation. I always say variants aren't ruining comic books. Speculators and flippers aren't ruining comic books. They all have their place in the woven web of comic book collecting in the comic book industry. Even graded comics. And, I'm not huge on graded books, but I enjoy, every year I'll send a few keys out to get graded. All right. But I have the problems that I have with the grading industry, with the lack of transparency and consistency, and the problems that I have with how that translate into the difference between 9.6 and a 9.8, and the problems with the fact that a 9.8 and a 9.6 price range is usually twice, triple, even sometimes more, which means if it's a bigger book, it can mean hundreds of dollars. If it's a huge, huge key book, it can mean thousands of dollars difference, just depending on somebody's mood one day. And it concerns me. Look, I don't know what this character's role is going to be in the MCU. I don't see it as being something extremely huge to where this book can hold an extreme value. It's an early 90s book, and there's a lot of them out there, probably a lot of them in high grade. It is a black cover, but I'm an advocate for saying that just because a book has a large print run or was made in the 90s doesn't mean it can't gain value. It absolutely can. Absolutely. And remember, supply and demand only relates to the amount on the market available at a time. So if a book has a 500,000 print run, but 400,000 people have a copy of that book in their collection and they're not selling them, they're holding on to them, there can be scarcity on the market for a high print run book. If the demand is higher than the availability, on the market at that given time. The prices of these books can absolutely increase. But with all that being said, guys, I get concerned with these 9.8s. I mean, $325. You can almost go buy a 9.6. It's a little more than this now. I think it's hitting almost to the 500 mark. But even just a couple months ago, a 9.6 of a Wolverine limited series #1 was selling around this price point. And which, if you want to talk about return on investment, I mean, come on, like I said, just a few months ago, it's already increased definitely over $100 from where it was at. So there's just, if you're doing these things, if you're putting money out there for investment purposes, spending $325 on this book is just, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket. And, I mean, even if you were betting on LeBron James, would you bet on LeBron James if he broke his foot? I wouldn't. I don't know if that's a great analogy.
Like, not a good analogy, but I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying, right? It's just like it's not smart to me. It's not.
That's a tough one too, because the speculation in terms of the character making it to the MCU, $325. I don't know. I honestly don't know the rationale behind that, unless maybe it's one of those kind of eBay kind of fakes, you know what I mean? Like, is somebody buying it just to increase the price? Yep. But Jesus, man, that why don't we take a look here at what cover price has this for in terms of like most recent 9.8 sales. So we're looking at Fantastic Four. Was it $398? You said
$358.
$358. My bad. Again, those Legos, guys. Those Legos takes me away from everything. If you're late to the show, you just got to do the rewind. They're saying a fair market value is $260. Let's see what we're looking at in terms of
but how many have sold, and that's another thing you have to take into consideration for fair market value.
Yeah. So we had October $325 on the 1st of October. On September 28th, $130. So what? That's 3 days away, 3 days apart.
Yep. And I guarantee you, add those two up and divide it by 2. There's your fair market value.
Time out. We got May 2021, $110.
Yep.
And then in February 2021, $99.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
You're looking at $60 for a 9.6 on September 28th.
Yep.
So again, I don't know, guys. I think if you're going to be spending $325, I think your money will be better served buying books that already have some steam, already have some substance. Like, you could probably get an Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16 for a decent price. You could probably get a few of those for $325 raw, right? And there's speculation she's already in the MCU, but there's speculation she may have her own series as well. So that's just one example.
Yeah, and this book is selling raw. I mean, there's a near, they call it near mint. You never know. $9.99 that just sold today. There was a best offer accepted. It was a $20, but best offer.
I mean,
accepted.
Come on. Don't be paying $325 for a 9.8. That's insane.
Exactly. So you could have spent $15 on a raw copy, pressed it, cleaned it, sent it in, and maybe got a 9.8. So yeah, I mean the highest raw was yesterday at 13 bids for $20.50. So and that was a newsstand. That was a newsstand.
A newsstand too.
So it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
guys.
Alex, your thoughts?
I mean, I would never pay that money for it. If I'm going with a 90s book, if I'm gonna pay that much, it's gonna be an X-Force polybagged #1 with a Deadpool card.
There you go.
Perfect investment.
I mean,
See, this isn't good for me because if you watch any of my stuff, I don't do speculation.
Yeah.
That's fine too. Again, that's fine.
I would never pay anything close to this.
So honestly, your like raw emotions and your thoughts, your reaction to a 9.8 is $325 for a book like this.
You're crazy.
There you go. That's exactly what we're looking for.
No, like you can get so many like key books for that. And I'm not a speculator, but I'm kind of like I would describe myself as like the collector like from like the MCU. I just like I'll hoard all the books. Just give them.
yeah.
I don't care what it is. Like I'm all about I had like a tagline for a little bit. It was like no speculation, just comic book accumulation. And I'll just collect all of them. Just like, so I'm not big on speculation, but I also like to collect books that have a history to it and, you know, a story behind it.
Sure.
And this one just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, but I mean, I was going to interrupt you earlier and be like, why wouldn't they go for like the Super Scroll issue, which is, I think, like FF18? But then, you know, they haven't even introduced the Fantastic Four. So then the Super Scroll wouldn't make any sense to put in this. So, and, you know, after the John Byrne run, it's like,
I agree. Yeah.
The John Byrne run Fantastic Four is like the best run to me. I'd even consider that higher than like the Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, which is blasphemous. But John Byrne's FF run is.
He has so many classic stories from that run. That could be a whole show on its own. We love John Byrne here. We talk about him quite a bit. All right. But that right there, guys, that ends fresh. Or no, that's not fresh from the. Guys, it's the Legos. It's the Legos. I'm telling you, it's the Legos. I'm off my damn game. That right there ends the top 10 hottest comics of the week. We will have a brand new list next week, which Chris will give his 3 most interesting books from that list and tell you why again. Woo! This was a day. Am I right? I mean, look at this. Am I right? There we go. And good night, Irene. What is that? What is that?
Oh, God. Sticking with the orange theme for Journo.
There we go.
Oh, beautiful. All right, guys. This has been an amazing episode. Alex, again, we can't thank you enough for being on. It was an absolute blast having you on. Like, you brought a different dimension I don't think we've seen from any other guest, and it's been a lot of fun. And we would love to have you back on again. Here's the thing, though. You'd have to go through the interview process again. Yeah, it's not a guaranteed thing. I'm sorry to tell you that. But hopefully, you know, you'll be able to pass again because we would like to have you on again. But
yeah, I appreciate it.
Y'all need to be following Nerds Being Geeks, one of the best names out there, putting out great content. This man right here, Alex. And if you're not, if that, honestly, if it goes below 300, again, no more comic book canon. We're canceled.
Oh, I'll let you know because that happens all the time. Like I'll jump like 8 subscribers and then I lose 5 instantly. And
all right, actually, we take it back.
Oh yeah, you might want to.
We're not going to pull the plug on you.
Curse you, bots.
But anyways, again, anything else you want to plug about your channel? Anything you want to talk about other than that you put out content on the regular?
So yeah, if anyone like hasn't watched my stuff, I don't talk about speculation. I think there's plenty of great channels that do that. Speculation isn't my forte. I think comic books are. And Chris, you've talked about this a lot. There's different collectors out there. There's the collector, there's the reader, there's the speculator. Speculation is probably the bottom of my list. I am a collector and I like to read. I love the history of these books. I talk about, you know, pickups that I'll go to, like, you know, the Masonic Temple or like Knights of Columbus, small comic book shows where there's like 20 vendors and it's nothing but comic books. I love those kind of shows. I do that. I do, you know, my hauls from claim sales, my weekly pull list. So if you, and I try and do something different. Like a lot of people take this like comic book on YouTube serious, which makes sense because it's an expensive hobby and you can make and lose a lot of money in this hobby. And I just try and throw like a different spin on it. Just enjoying myself. I like to bring in books that maybe people haven't heard of. Like one of them was like the Punisher POV miniseries. A lot of people didn't know about that series, and it was written by Jim Starling, and you know, it was illustrated by Bernie Wrightson, who's one of my favorite artists. So like I had a lot of comments on that. I mean, I went to Mile High Comics. I did a video on that. I just try and do like a bunch of different things that maybe a lot of people, you know, aren't doing. So if you're into speculation, my channel probably isn't for you, but I just try and have fun. I'm a big fan of like things like Tim and Eric awesome show. So you might see things like that like on my channel. I just try and have fun.
Yeah.
Just try and be a little bit different. It's a very serious hobby, so I just try and lighten it up.
Sweet berry wine.
Sweet bear wine. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
Listen, again, we are all about it. We are all about you and supporting you. And again, we greatly appreciate you joining us this evening. We are going to have to wrap it up on this wonderful episode of Comic Book Canon because Chris has to pick up some family members at the airport, I do believe.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn up the Giants game on the radio.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Good luck to you there. I'm not going to say go either team. I'm impartial on this one, but
Go
whatever,
down,
man. See, and if I had the controls, I'd be booting you off right now.
My stepdad's from LA, so he's a big Dodgers fan, but I don't like baseball. So
Here's the deal, Chris.
You know what? I say they won it last year, I think. So you know what? Go Giants.
There you go. All right.
Here's the deal, Chris. I did you a solid right there by being impartial because the mother of my daughter is a diehard Dodgers fan, and my daughter is she's 5, diehard Dodgers fan too. So I can't, being impartial right now. I got nothing to do with that. It's not my fault. She grew up in LA.
You know what? Actually, I'm taking it back. Go Dodgers, because I actually went to a Dodgers game when I went to LA and had a Dodger dog. So
Dodger dogs are so overrated. Here we go. We're going on another tangent. Listen, we thank you guys for sticking around, watching us each and every Friday night. We love it. We don't have a show without you guys. So, guys, please keep coming back on Friday nights. It is so much fun to Chris and I and guests like Alex. We greatly appreciate you guys submitting fresh from the comic shop. We greatly appreciate all the comments, the engagement, and all of the guests. Next week, we will have April and Tommy on next week. Those guys are super creative, super excited to have them on. And again, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Chris, you have the last word of the night. What do you got?
So thank you all for showing up. There was no Friday Night Live on Journos Comics tonight. Just trying to catch up with everything. I will be live with special guest host Swaggy House Comics.
Swaggy.
Swaggle Rock. That's going to be my nickname for him. I hope he doesn't mind. So check out for that. Alex, Nerds Being Geeks, thank you so much for coming on and entertaining us, and keep doing what you're doing. Congrats on 300, man, and just we appreciate you because you do you, and that's what matters, man.
Absolutely.
So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, and orange and black, baby, all night long.
And with that, we will end the show. Everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next Friday. Take care of each other and yourselves. Peace.